Listen,
as we go ahead and get it started.
as we go on ahead,
You know what I'm saying?
you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you gotta go ahead and get it started.
Sometimes you gotta go on. Sometimes you gotta just go on ahead. And go on ahead.
Go ahead.
Go on ahead.
Here we are. We're over here, man. We're live again.
Over there again.
You see it? You see it?
I don't see it.
I don't know. I just want to make sure that
Are we on YouTube?
yeah. Yeah, we is.
Oh, we on YouTube.
We on the chat right now.
It didn't pop up for me.
I don't even know how to get to the
Oh no, it's live.
yeah, I can't see it here.
I see it. And you gotta go to the page. It didn't give me the damn notification. It's supposed to give me a notification.
You didn't click the bell, man.
I did. The bell is clicked.
You didn't click the bell.
Oh, I clicked the goddamn bell.
Are you sure you clicked the bell?
I'm sure of it. On YouTube.
I don't think you clicked the bell.
Hey, listen.
Yes.
I know what I clicked and what I didn't click. And maybe I didn't click it. It didn't pop up for me.
I don't even know how to get to the
Oh no, it's live.
oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Check your volume on your phone. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what I clicked.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good. To the end way up.
It's a little low, but I can't fix it, so it is what it is.
I was gonna say it is what it is.
Because the internet of the mixer is down, which is all right now, because we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna do the Gentleman's Corner is now
Live.
and in full effect, and we're back.
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 Listen, there's a reason. Like, you know what's crazy? There's like a lot of crazy ass, like, there's like a plethora amount of things that go on in life, right?
Oh, dude, every day it's something else.
You know what I'm saying? And like for me, I be like this, right?
Right.
Elon Musk already said something about the Tesla bot, right?
I think Elon Musk has become my favorite person in the world. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know the guy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But
like,
I'm saying as in, like, celebrity-wise.
Celebrity-wise or mogul-wise or business owner-wise.
He's it for me.
For me, I feel like he's like the end game. You want to know what? You know what it's like he reminds me of? He reminds me of like that that like calm dictator, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like technically speaking, he has the technology and the funds to like be a country, like legit.
To be a country, huh?
Yeah, like legit. He can be a.
Give me that tablet real quick while you talk.
All right, hold on,
please. Yeah. So, Gentleman's Corner for you that are watching. We gotta explain to them what this is here.
Okay.
Because I don't know if everybody has seen it, and I think they should see it.
I feel like you should see it. You know what's so crazy? Like for me, the Gentleman's Corner is real life topics from a man's point of view.
Right.
So like for us, it's crazy because we talk about any and everything. Like, so that's kind of getting into what I'm saying now too, though, is like from a male's perspective, right? I look at it like this, right? All right, so Elon Musk coming out with his Tesla bot. He's saying by 2023 they're gonna have a prototype. By 2027, 2028, maybe 2029, they'll be trying to release them. By 2050, it's going to be in everybody's life. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. My thing is like this. So eventually, we already know that the Tesla bots and the robots in general are gonna look humanoid. They're gonna look like us. Blah 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 blah. So like, if you were single, would you date or would you look down on one of your family members or friends for dating a robot?
That's
like, would you look down on him?
That's a good question.
You know?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it depends. It depends on the person, man. I think it depends on, like, if it's somebody that, like, I know that was like really bad at dating. And every time they just got, like, you know, something bad happened or they got shit on all the time. Yeah. I'd say fuck it, man. Go ahead. Why not?
Go date a bot.
Why not?
Would you go to his wedding?
Yeah.
And
I mean, if it's my friend, definitely I'm gonna go to his wedding. Why wouldn't I?
it's a robot though.
So what? No, I'm not. I'm talking about my friend.
That's what I'm saying though. You're like, what if your friend was about to marry a robot? He's gonna marry a bot. And they're
Like,
dating, and it went smooth. It's going well.
yeah.
They haven't had any fights. They've been like perfect. He's happy. I'm pretty sure the bot's happy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
still
I'm
will
with you.
go.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, why
I would
not?
go. I would definitely go. I would encourage him to date a robot regardless, even if he was good at dating. I would encourage it. And it's kind of crazy though, because you look at it like, all right, well, like, so I would encourage my homeboys for doing it. And if my homegirls, I would probably tell them to date a robot before I would tell my homeboys to do one. Because my homegirls have terrible track records with men. Terrible. Like, it gets to a point where I'm like, a lot of my homegirls, I be looking like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, this is just ridiculous. So, like, I definitely look at it like, because if you think about it, eventually it's going to get there. You know, once you have the first robot,
Oh, it's definitely gonna get there.
it's definitely going to get there. I mean, you're going to be dating them. And would you look down on, you know, anybody for that matter for dating a robot?
No.
I wouldn't.
Why would you?
But I feel like there would be a lot of people
I get
who would.
it because it's a fake person. It's not a real person. But at that point,
But
like,
what is real at that point?
right? Like he talks about, like if you listen to, you know, Elon touches base on to where these AIs are gonna grow.
Yeah.
And they're gonna eventually be smarter than us,
humans,
and they're gonna
yeah.
adapt, like feeling and things like that.
Of course.
Right. So at that point, what makes it not
Human. Yeah. Or what makes it not a binary, or what makes it not an organic
I
or
think the only
intrinsic?
thing that would make it not human would be reproductive organs,
But
unless
you know what's funny? I was thinking that too, because like, and it's funny because as a man, right, it's easier for me to create something that would like incubate or hold my child rather than it would be for something to create a child indefinitely. Like, for instance, the man, our sperm creates the child. Like, it gives it its features, it gives it everything, its blood type, all that,
right.
the sex and all of that.
Yeah.
So my thing is, it'd be easier to create something to hold that child rather than to create something that would create that child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that you definitely could create an incubating thing. I mean, because think about it, it's sperm and cells.
Yeah.
So if you was to say that you wanted to get pregnant, and I'm not saying that as a company we wouldn't charge you extra for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we'd ask you, like, would you want it to be a reproduction?
Reproduction, yeah.
And if it did, we put that, you know, that organism, or we put that machine or that incubating thing inside of the female. And what we would do is we'd get eggs that are donated, and we probably would replicate those eggs. And what I would do is I would take those replica eggs, which will probably be just like real eggs at that point,
Yep.
and put them inside of that robot and just let them sit there. And just like you would with a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think they would be able to? Do you think they would be able to change?
Yeah.
The period of which, you know, a woman takes 9 months.
Yeah.
You think they would be able to change that? Do like
Oh yeah, we definitely could change that.
4,
Yeah, we could.
3,
Yeah.
3 months, 4 months.
Yeah. And then that goes into you know the evolution, I guess, of man. And I definitely do think you most certainly could do it. And not only could you do it, but you can do it to a point where, like you said, it's maybe 4 or 5 months, and like the thing would be the biggest thing with that is like the reproduction organs or whatever, the reproduction period or the growing period would expedite. It would expedite exponentially, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it would be completely different.
But you don't have to have it different. You can have it the same. I can have it to the point where you could take 9 months to same thing.
Why would you take 9? Wouldn't you just make it shorter at that point?
I mean, you could, but the whole point is to be, you know, to not seem less human. You want your robot
Right, you
or
want
your
everybody
bot.
to believe.
Yeah, you want it to be as believable as possible.
Unless it's to a point in life where everything is like accepting now, like people know that we're coexisting
Yeah, yeah.
with AI. And I think at that point it wouldn't matter
Well, yeah. Well, again, you're right about that. Like, you're definitely right.
unless it means having a healthy one. If they go, oh, you can't have it for 5 months because, I don't know,
It's not healthy.
the arms wouldn't grow correctly.
Yeah. I
Then
mean, but you would say that, but but I feel like the
Same
same
thing
process
with-
would be like with a clone,
Right.
because they've cloned humans before. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things too. You had clones had fucking ears coming out of their chests and fucking arms coming out of their forehead. But the process is different now. Like, they've successfully cloned humans, they've successfully cloned animals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why you get to eat a fucking 45-pound burrito at Taco Bell for $3.99.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or
'Cause
not
they
even
just go
$3.99. It'd be
ahead.
fucking 99 cents.
They just go ahead and reproduce all the cows.
Yeah, that's just kind of what
and
it
you
is.
just slaughter them all.
Yeah. I mean, and eventually, you can create certain things that specifically are for that one purpose.
Right.
And I mean, like, I definitely feel like once it gets to that point where it's, when it's acceptable.
They were talking about, see, we're on the AI subject. They were
Mhm.
talking about how we're going to end up being cyborgs.
Well, yeah, that's
Which I think is
Yeah.
I mean, we're on a low totem pole of that right now. Like, all we have right now is phones.
Nah, not necessarily though, because now you have the Neuralink that's actually a real thing with Elon Musk as well.
Yeah.
And the Neuralink is absolutely where that's the same direction that we're talking about here.
At what point do you, because that's going to go into the brain.
Yeah, of course.
At what point do you get the Neuralink?
All right.
Do you wait for people to like try it out? It's like buying a new car. I'm gonna let
a
people.
phone.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, right. I'm gonna let people fuck with this for a little while,
Mhm.
and hopefully it doesn't fuck up. How long do you wait before you get it, or do you get it?
I mean, it's like this, right?
I get it, hands down.
I mean, like, this is
I'm
the thing.
trying to become a motherfucking half robot, dude.
A cyborg, yeah. I mean, eventually, this is where our society is heading, and in order for us to actually get to where we want to as, society or as humans,
Yeah.
we're going to have to evolve into some. Because if you think about it, humans haven't evolved in like 100,000, 400 years, 400,000 years. Like, it's been a while since humans actually evolved.
Yeah.
We've literally stopped evolving. Like, and it's crazy to even think about. But as a human, where could you say you evolved at? Like, adapting and evolving is two totally different things, and I don't want those to be misconstrued as, the same thing, because it's not.
Right.
So for us, it just gets to that level and that point where it's like, all right, well, as a human being, I was just telling you earlier, human beings have limitations. But the part of being a human being, though, is I feel like not only have we not evolved, but we have adapted. We have adapted.
Right.
And I definitely feel as though, like, I feel like maybe there's no need to evolve. It's almost like the dodo bird. Like, the dodo bird, I used to think was dumb. And, like, when I was younger, I remember the teacher who introduced me to the dodo bird said the dodo bird was dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But the dodo bird is not dumb. In fact, dodo bird was one of the smartest animals. What happened was they evolved too quickly. And it was too late after they evolved. I would give you a perfect example. So, like, when everybody was migrating, all the animals was migrating, humans as well.
Yep.
The dodo bird they actually used to fly. So they flew, like, all the way past where all the predators would be. So they got to this far away ass island because they was flying.
Right.
That none of the predators that would eat them
They could go. Right.
So now they're on this island where they have all the food source they need, and there's no predators. So they ended up getting fucking huge, bro. They ended up getting mad big.
Makes sense.
But within that, because they got so
they can eat and not get eaten.
not get eaten, they lost their fight or flight.
Right.
So, and they also lost their ability to fly. So now they're stuck on this island now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when I say they evolved too quickly, it's because now not only did you lose your ability to fly, but you lost your ability to fear.
Yeah, which is huge.
Horrible. It's the most like literally in the
Huge.
food chain. That's what helps the humans survive. Our fight or flight
Yep.
is what helps us survive, and they lost that because they had no predators there.
Yep.
So, like, with human beings, I don't want it to get to that point, and I feel like it's almost to that point with humans.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we've evolved to the point where now we have no predators other than ourselves, obviously. And now it's like I feel like the dodo bird. Now we can't get off this island, and there's nothing you can do now.
So speaking of that, right?
Yeah.
On this like evolving thing.
Yep.
So I was listening to I tell you that I listen to Joe Rogan podcast every day.
Yep.
And he had this guy on and they were talking about, I forgot the exact name of the chemical, but at what point in time do you think that we started bottling and putting like leftover foods and stuff in plastic?
Oh shit.
Probably like the 50s, right? You think that's when we kind of...
Nah, actually...
You think before that?
Yeah, I believe probably, like, when you're talking about, all right, so when you're saying plastic is like, if you want to be specific with plastic, we'd have to go and say plastic was invented when. But if we're going to say, like,
point where
if we was covering things, if we was like,
right.
I would probably say, because think about it, they probably...
we did that?
I would probably say maybe like 14, 15 BC.
Right. So up until... 5 years ago,
yep,
we had no idea. We just found out that inside of these, when you keep your food and your waters inside of these plastics, something about how they're manufactured,
yep,
there's certain chemical from the plastic leaks out into it, right?
Yeah, yep.
And it gets into our system.
Yep.
But we knew it would get into our system, obviously, but we didn't know that it would get into our system to the point where it's proven fact. You can look it up. I forgot the name of the chemical, but you can look it up. Proven fact that it's changing our genetics. It's in our bloodstream to where it's like going into our little blood makeup, and it's changing who we are, and it's making us more frail. It's making... They were talking about how the male taint is becoming smaller because of it. People are becoming weaker. And now we're just not... That's why people now... Maybe that's why people now are acting like bitches, pretty much.
Honestly speaking...
It's changing our genetic makeup.
I would have to... Like, I you know me, man.
Because look how many people... Like, look at back in the day. You ever see the movie 300?
Of course.
Right. Dope movie. But
dope. Look
at how many of those guys were, like, fucking ripped and jacked. How many of them motherfuckers you find today?
I'll tell you a fun fact, right? Fun fact that the atmosphere solely is directly responsible toward how much oxygen you breathe in. How much oxygen you breathe in is literally the reason why the reason why back in the day you had dinosaurs that was like 100 feet tall, because
they were sucking in a lot more
oxygen. Right. I honestly feel like it's that. For me, I feel like that study right there can be refuted 150 times over and over again. Because to be honest with you, there was, you can honestly say that there's the humans that are constructed now are built way more to survive than what the humans did back then.
Now they are?
I think we are now.
Why would you say that?
Well, first and foremost is because we have more knowledge than what they did have back in that day.
That is true.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a help, yeah.
The knowledge is everything, honestly speaking.
You think brain over brawn is more important?
I think brains is way more important than bronze. And I'll tell you a fun fact too of the reason why I feel like that study that they came out with.
I see the point. I mean, I kind of agree.
And a lot of the things too is people are eating less now. Although you may think that people are eating more now, people are eating less. And the type of things that are being constructed, because he could sit back and say those chemicals. I think we're getting
to a point in life where people realize what we're putting into our bodies.
A lot of people
do. You still get them motherfuckers that'll go out there.
Don't give a fuck.
Right. They'll go out there and eat McDonald's every day. But for the most part,
people are not doing that.
People know.
People are not doing that.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say this too is like, the food is less accessible than what it was back then. There's a lot more restrictions that you have now than you would have back then. And the reason why I feel like it's the food, not necessarily the plastic within that, because honestly speaking, if we was going to go back to genetics, everything changes everything. That's the reason why humans adapt. This is the reason why humans nowadays, our stomachs are even built to digest certain different things than they were back then. You see what I'm saying?
Right, definitely.
So like we adapt. I don't feel like our DNA is evolving or disevolving, because if that's really the case, then it wouldn't just be your muscles like deteriorating. You as your makeup of yourself,
would be different in
colors would be
general.
different. The way that your nose is constructed would be different.
Right.
Your eyesight would be different. You would have infrared instead of, you know what I'm saying?
True.
So
That's true.
I believe in layman's terms, what they're trying to say is that food, and this is what a lot of Masons, because I believe Joe Rogan is a Mason.
Yep.
I believe that he's trying to tell you without telling you, like, it's food in itself that can change you. And this is true. They did a study, I forgot what it was, I think it was in the 60s, but they put estrogen inside of chicken. I think it was in Germany.
Yep.
And they gave it to a lot of the men and whatever, and the men started to act like bitches, females. They started to grow breasts. They started to get emotional.
Which happens, yeah.
Like literally, but that's just because you was getting pumped with estrogen. So when they say about the men being weaker, I'm like, that has nothing to do with plastic. That honestly has to do with society and how society is built. Think about it. Back then, it was cool to go out there and be a warrior. You be a warrior now, you're getting called toxic masculinity. They're throwing all of this dumb shit they're doing all this dumb psychological warfare. You have to realize there was no advertising back then. So now you can't be persuaded to do something or something that you wouldn't want to do.
Yep.
You wouldn't be persuaded. You know what I'm saying? You can have your own thoughts. And that's the reason why you don't find men, because there's less men going in the gym, because you start to realize
way less.
This is the reason why you don't get men who are built like that. Like there's obviously there's certain genetics that you're built like. LeBron James
they didn't have, well, I mean, I was gonna say they didn't have gyms back then, but
but they had weights.
They had like rocks
workout sessions.
Shit, like
they
back
had
in the 300 days. You know
they had they had ways to work out. They may not have had it. They might not have our form of a gym, but who's to say that they didn't have a place where they
earth gyms, rocks. And
I'm thinking like, what if I had like a certain place, like you just said, like a hub? What if they created a hub where it was like, you know what? It's not a gym, but it's a place that somebody created, and now everybody just happens to go to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where a gym would be created in the first place, because that's how it was, probably constructed.
Yeah, and they didn't know what.
At that point in time, they didn't call it a gym, but I created this fucking place where I worked out at, and people started to see me. Now they're coming here. You know what I'm saying? While I'm working out, or sometimes while I'm not working out, and I come there and I see people, and that's how gyms, the early form of a gym or a store, was formed. And I definitely feel as though, like, there's
Sounds
ways.
Like to me.
Yeah, there's ways to, you know what I'm saying? Because even think about it then, like, back then they had a lot of short people. Like, there's a lot of tall. Like, there's the specimens that we come out with now. Like, there wasn't a lot of LeBron Jameses back then. There wasn't a lot of James Worthys back then. There wasn't a lot
they
of.
Were like 5'6".
Yeah, like their makeup
something like that
of how we are constructed today is way different because of the atmosphere, the ozone layer.
The tall people and shit were like the gods.
Well, and it's crazy because honestly speaking, it could be like that now. If we came up with a device that pumped oxygen inside of the earth, like we talking about like a something that could just pump in oxygen, people would be way bigger. People, like, if you put it this way, just 2 times the just another like from the oxygen that we give, if we got the same amount of oxygen, the people that the average height will probably be around 10 feet tall. We'd have giant bugs.
Yeah.
We'd have giant bugs. We'd have giant fucking animals. Like, we would be giant.
All right.
Like, technically, like, there's this, like, we were giants. Like, there's proof of this. There's
there's literally
like stairs that was built for fucking tall. Like, who the fuck is on these stairs? like we're not going here. Like, you don't see regular. At first off, it's too big for us. In order to go all the way to the top, you know how long it's gonna fucking take us? Like, we it wouldn't be like, there's literally evidence that there was giants like back then.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? And it was more common than not. That's all I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. That's crazy how we can go off on a tangent. You know what I'm saying?
Know if I have, I was gonna try to share it to my Facebook, but I don't. I don't think I'm logged into. I don't think I'm logged into my account on this browser.
Nah.
And you know how that shit goes when you're
doing all the
you
extra,
forget your shit and all that other motherfucking shit. Yeah, I definitely don't have it on there. You can do it from your phone though.
What the
Just like copy the video and put it on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm about to do that right now.
People want to watch it, but I definitely agree with that. That people are getting. Yeah, there's a number of factors.
Yeah,
Like you said, there's oxygen, there's food, and a lot of people are, like you said, eating that junk.
They are,
and that junk also makes you weaker.
It does. It really does.
100% weaker.
100%, bro. 150%, bro. Like, it makes you weak to a point where you're like, wow. Like, it definitely does put a toll on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's taxing to your body because there's like, and the thing is, what's crazy too is, like I said, there was no additives. There was no none of that. There was no, you know what I'm saying? There was no none of that.
They
so
didn't
like
have those people putting fake shit inside of fucking
no, they did. They most certainly did.
Whatever food.
Like, and even it's funny too because
every fucking food.
if you go like even like, and they give, it's like certain parts of it, like certain parts of the world they give certain things to, like, so like they put mad additives in American food, right?
Right.
If you put the cereal box on the side of like Australia or like fucking Germany, their ingredients for the same thing is totally different. They don't have any of the dyes or any of that inside of their cereals.
Right.
So like, you know what I'm saying?
They're just eating plain shit.
Yeah, just plain grain, whatever. And that's the lane that we stepping in. And like, for me, I just look at it like it's unfortunate that we would have a fact that we would have to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, like, why are you? It's poison, bro. It's poison.
But see, now you start to realize like who benefits from this poison.
Sugars make you fatter.
Oh yeah, and you know,
fat makes you fatter.
Your stomach
Fake
or
fat.
your digestive system doesn't digest sugar.
Right. It doesn't. No.
It doesn't digest sugar. It stores it.
It takes it as a shit. I need
as an energy.
Right. I need to store this shit in case I need it.
Yeah, but it doesn't digest it.
Right.
It doesn't digest it. So like that's one of the reasons too. So like there's a bunch of different reasons on why people, but in order for you to really like dive in, you'd have to be susceptible to understanding how advertisement works. And then not just because I have a degree in advertising, I really want people to understand the thought of branding and rebranding. You know what I'm saying? Like Valentine's Day, for instance. Valentine's Day started out as like a gay orgy type of thing.
Yep.
And it got rebranded into heterosexual, relationships. And
now it's a holiday.
Now it's a holiday for couples.
Right.
But before it wasn't like that at all.
Yeah.
You didn't have to be a couple. You just had to want to get into them type of activities.
No thanks.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Not the original.
No.
Valentine's Day.
Nah, I'll stick with the modern day Valentine's Day. I'll stick with that. Give a female some chocolate, some roses, and some D. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like a
good Valentine's Day.
Sounds like a decent day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Regular day. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what's so crazy though? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's hard to digest change. Just the reason why the AIs is so prevalent nowadays, because the build up for it is coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of makes me think like, all right, well, being able to adapt, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the main reason for people not taking the big leap in life?
Fear.
Fear of what though? Would it be like fear of like change? Would it be fear of failure?
Both fear of failure and change. I think are the two biggest. I mean, I'm all about change.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
Why not? Like sometimes you ever get to a point in life where you're just like, bro, I need to fucking do something else.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, some shit.
Yeah.
It's gotta change. But nobody takes that step.
Nobody ever takes that
right.
leap.
But I think fear is a bigger reason than change. Like, like per se, if you want to like, we want to do this. Let's just say we want to do this for a living, right?
Yeah.
Which
ultimately, this is what we do. Yeah.
What's stopping you from just like, not you, but like me or anybody? What's stopping you from,
even me,
like right now, quitting what you're doing, quitting your job right now, starting this full time 100% tomorrow? failure. What are we gonna do for rent money?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do for this? What if we don't make any revenue this month to pay bills? It's fear. If you had the cushion of I know if I quit my job tomorrow and did
I'm
this,
good.
I made X amount of dollars by
Or even that I have a certain opportunities where I don't have to, like, I use myself for instance. Like, if you know what I'm saying, if I was to stop doing everything that I would do today, like, I still would be able to have a place to live.
Right.
Like, honestly, I still would be able to pay my bills. Like, I make enough, I do enough to the point where, and even it starts as like, a lot of people don't really like. A lot of people don't.
And those are the people that try new things that have that. Like, I'll be good.
Yeah.
But if you really think you won't be good, that's why people don't take those leaps and do new shit.
That's a valid point though. That's a really, really valid point because like, you know, when you have the fear of something, you know, and fear is like false evidence appearing real because honestly speaking, there's a difference between being cautious and being fearful.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Being fearful, you're just throwing a bunch of additives in there that don't really matter. Like when you're asking yourself, how am I going to pay my bills?
And the world, I feel like, is created for you to fail. Because if there was no such thing as like landlords or rent or anything like that, everybody would succeed. Because then we would be able to fucking do this tomorrow. And this would be our job because we wouldn't have to worry about paying for anything.
I feel like that's a double-edged sword, though, and I feel like because people will say that, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? If I was to, but then they'll go on this other side of the coin saying that if there was no money, then people would be lazy and nobody would do anything.
Right, that could also be an argument. To a lot, I'm sure a lot of people would.
It's not, because first and foremost, like people don't understand how business and people don't understand about life works.
More people that actually do.
First and foremost, there's going to be way more people who actually do things that they want to do, and there's going to be artificial intelligence going to do shit anyway. Like the way that they're talking about is about to be like that in about 5 to 15 years anyway. It's going to be like that. It's because there's a thing called job displacement. Right. With every revolution that we had the Industrial Revolution, the Railroad Revolution. Those all created jobs, right?
The replacement revolution.
The technological revolution is going to take jobs away.
Right. 100%.
So when you say, "Oh, people are not like," how is the trash gonna get delivered? Oh, robots, idiot. That's what the fuck they're gonna do. They're gonna be doing all of those. They're gonna be doing everything.
Well, like if you go to Cali, like they have those fucking machines that deliver shit to your door. You know what I mean? You don't need, now that's replacing fucking DoorDash.
That's replacing Uber.
Shit like that.
All of that.
Right.
And now
delivery.
Eventually they even have the police. They have the robot police. They have the robot police over there in New York. They tried the robot dog, whatever the case may be. That once Elon Musk gets his prototype right, I can almost guarantee you that New York will be one of the first ones to employ a robot.
Amazon store that fucking Bezos dropped.
Oh yeah, and you know what's funny? I seen that too. They have that one in California, and then they have another one.
You go in and
it's automatic. It's automated. Yes, right. it's automatic. But see, that's how it's gonna be when you have the FRID chip. Now you got the FRID chip. Everything is already in there, so everything as soon as you pick it up, it's already
good.
Take it out. Yeah, that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You take it off.
So there will be no reason for. And people like, well, how do you like to steal? I'm like, first off, have you tried stealing from fucking Walmart, or have you tried stealing from fucking a robot? Right. No, nigga, you haven't. And the reason why is what I'm trying to tell you is it's impossible. Yep. It's going to be impossible. Right. Like when you sit back and say there's going to be certain things that are just impossible to do without getting caught. Like, yeah, you can still do it, but you're going to get caught. And the thing is, because the surveillance is going to be like, when we was younger, the surveillance that we had can barely even show pixels. Now you can have the ones that show the pixels, high def, and not only that, it has fucking audio.
And we have them here too in this city where you fucking stop at the red light and shit. If you go through the red light,
it got the sensor.
The camera right on it takes a picture
right of your fucking plate.
Boom.
And boom, there you go. You're getting something in the mail talking about here's the bill.
You don't have to get pulled over.
No, you're not going to. So this is the type of shit people don't understand. Like all of that is like the ticket police. All of that shit is gonna, like, the robots are gonna do everything.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a whole bunch of people just sitting around doing nothing. There's going to be a lot of people doing that. And the thing is, what's going to happen in the beginning, the government is going to give you, like, they're going to pay for you to just sit around.
Right.
Then eventually,
kind of like they did with COVID.
Yeah, they're going to do that. COVID was actually a test for that.
Yeah.
It was a test.
Yeah.
to see how it was going to work and see how they would integrate.
Yeah.
And they realized, like, okay, well, now we'd have to have a whole different economy now. Because now the economy is based upon cheap labor.
Yep.
So the more cheaper the labor, the more business are able to open, the more I'm able to tax those companies.
Yep.
That's how America gets their bread. So eventually what's going to happen is, like, what people are saying that when there's no people to able to work, well, the jobs is going to be shutting down and I'm not able to tax you. So therefore our economy gets messed up because of that. But if I was to fill you in with something else, I don't need a human to work. I just need something to work. You know what I'm saying? So,
and then you got, machines are not getting tired. Machines are not getting sick. They're not calling out. Your shit is going to be effective every single day.
They don't make mistakes. That's the biggest thing. They don't make mistakes. They don't need to eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can program them.
You don't even need to pay them.
Obviously, you're not going to pay them.
That's the biggest that's going to be number one reason right there.
Yeah.
You're keeping 100% of your revenue.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You build the robot, you spend a little money up front doing that shit.
Yeah.
And then you run your business with something that you don't have to pay off
rip.
Right.
And what's even better about that is, like, there's always going to be upgrades. It's like the first gen is going to be the ones that you can beat up and you can throw away. Yeah, facts.
They're good, but not that good.
Literally just like that.
From it.
It's going to be like that. Well, because what's going to happen is, right, like, you're going to have people like Elon Musk, who's like really big into the robotic code. Having a robot that you can still overpower, that's not gonna overpower you, that's not gonna hurt you. So the first and second gen is gonna follow those.
Yeah.
The third and fourth gen is not.
It's gonna replace.
The third and fourth gens are not.
Right.
First and foremost, you gotta like this, right?
They can't come right off the rip and just start showing this thing's gonna take us over.
Yeah. First off, they already done messed up by having movies like The Terminator.
Yeah.
When you did The Terminator, you opened the door for iRobot. You opened the door for, dystopia. You open your door to Demolition Man. You know what I'm saying? You open the door for things like that, and that's the reason why a lot of studies have been out, and they said that humans are going to be way more susceptible to the AI when they create an AI that looks like you. Right. That is humanoid.
They're probably already here.
I mean, they already are
already living amongst us.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Have you seen what some of these motherfuckers look like?
Yeah,
you can't fucking tell.
I was watching MIT.
If they had like one of the, the whole conspiracy about NPCs.
Oh yeah.
Like if they're using them as NPCs just to try them out, like make one of them robots like they show on the news. Oh, look at this robot. They make one of them robots that looks super duper real, and then use them in public to just do small shit.
Small shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't use them to fucking go out and have a conversation.
Nah, you have them at a cashier.
Put them in a park and sit them at a bench.
Send them at a bench. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? See if anybody notices.
Yeah. Right. That definitely has
Put
happened.
him at a motherfucking McDonald's and sit him at a motherfucking
sit him at a table
with some French fries and just see if anybody
notices.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't do that.
I really don't doubt that's already happening.
But if you think about it, they've done things like that, especially with I feel like they've done that with Fall River. They've tested certain things with Fall River, and then all of a sudden, it's national. I definitely feel as though there's a lot of things that they try out first in little towns and little cities.
Nobody towns, right?
Yeah, you're going to fucking Iowa and
nobody's gonna believe you out there.
First off, who the fuck? First off, no, that's the way society works, and that's kind of where the Freemasons are. That's the reason why
that's busy, but not really.
It's hidden in plain sight. And the thing is, there's so much. That's the thing now, right? I feel like when this internet thing was happening, it was like, you know what? We can't control the internet, so what's gonna happen is we'll just put out a whole bunch of everything. Put out the real shit, put out fake shit, put out shit that's in between, put out propaganda that says the shit that's real, that's fake. Put out an abundance of information so that way it's hard for people to decipher what's real and what's not.
100%.
And if you don't know what you're looking for, then you're gonna
be duped.
Yeah, you're gonna be duped by everything because everything 100%. Sounds real. Everything sounds believable. That's the reason. That's what. Right. That's the whole point. It sounds believable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the things that sound believable usually are the ones
that's not.
Yeah. Right. You got if you ever heard that saying, if it's too good to be true,
it probably is.
It probably is. And when we say probably, we're probably saying 90 to 95% of the time.
I've seen these videos where it was like the glitches, like in the Matrix type shit.
Yo, I seen that too.
There was like a bird in the sky,
Yep.
and it was like you know what I'm saying? It was like stuck there, and the guy poked it, and it fucking started going.
But it's like
That
that
shit's
too. You
crazy.
see that shit too with fucking, you know.
But they go ahead and they'll blame that on like camera tricks or Photoshop or.
But it's
some
funny
shit
because
like that.
that's kind of what the Mandela effect.
And not knowing that they're getting a little out of hand with that though. Like I believe that it could be true because there's a lot of shit that I've like been like, that is kind of fucking weird. But I think people are just more people found out about what that because I found out I think like maybe a year or so ago a lot of people didn't know what that shit was, and now it hit like TikTok.
I've been
and
telling
Facebook.
people,
right.
and it's the thing like
A lot of people didn't know, and now they do, and now people are blaming that shit on everything. I see some shit sometimes online. It's like the Mandela effect, and I'm looking at it like. It's always been that way. Like, this is not the Mandela effect. There's some that are fucking weird, like Nelson Mandela himself. Like that's
well, that's where it came from.
Right,
and then really what it came from with
That
me was
shit
the
is weird.
Sinbad shit. I know
And that,
Sinbad
right.
was. I know he was.
Those are the original ones. That
I know
you
he
really
was.
can't. And people, and there's proof that people have them.
Yeah.
He came out and said it was real.
Because he came out first, he said it was fake.
Right.
So I'm like, somebody's paying this guy off.
And
but this is the reason why the man did exactly. And
Right.
he came back, and you seen
the video.
him saying it
Right.
like that. It was, you know
It
what I'm
was
saying?
true,
So
yeah.
I don't need to see it because I trust him.
Right.
So I'm like, and he wouldn't. He that's not the type of person he is. If
Yeah,
he didn't
no,
see it, he
about
didn't
that,
see it.
right.
Yeah, he didn't, yeah, I'm saying you're not a person that's gonna
Right.
be like, yo, man, listen. So for me, I know, and that's the reason why I say like I'm the type of person that I see through the clouds.
Yep.
Like when people say things like that and they throw them little, I don't discredit the whole movement because of it, or I just look at that as being dumb. I just look at them as that being just disinformation and them trying to throw me off my square. It's like UFOs. Like when they say the UFOs, they always try to go back to somebody abducting you and putting probes in your ass, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's not always like that. Like first
No,
off,
right. Like,
them first off,
I've seen shit out here, right outside of my porch.
this is
seen
what I'm
fucking
saying.
Shit zip right in front of me, like, oh fuck.
And the thing is, what's so crazy is it's like this. Like it's like one of the two. Like first off, I believe it's two of the two. I believe that the extraterrestrials have visited here and have talked to certain civilizations.
They're here still.
This is what I'm saying, but I definitely feel like we've reverse engineered a lot of their technology that they gave us. So a lot of those things that you see are humans, but they're testing out that alien technology, that extraterrestrial technology. And this is the thing that's so crazy about extraterrestrial technology is if you notice, a lot of the technology is telepathic. They don't use hands.
Right. They don't use wires. They don't use none of that shit.
Nah, why would they? And it's funny, right? Because I was seeing something about like the capacity with the brain. This is the reason why I say that the human beings, if we can find out a way to stay humans, I feel like we would be really, really unique.
Yep.
Because I feel like there's machines everywhere. I feel like if you go to any...
Everything is a machine. A TV is a
But
machine.
I'm just saying, not even just us. I'm saying like out of us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you say like humans, you would have to, have different species. And I feel like if you're going to go on to different galaxies and stuff like that, and you're going on to different planets, I feel like every planet has some source of a machine.
Yeah.
But I don't feel as though they have any source of a human.
Human. Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I feel like this is the reason why I feel like if we can stay human as possible, then I feel like that would give us a one-up, and that would make us way more dangerous because we have a thing called a brain. I don't know. I'm pretty sure other people have brains and stuff too, but I feel like it's different, and I can't really explain it right now.
I think it'll get to the point one day. Like I don't think anywhere in our lifetime.
Yeah.
But I think it'll happen one day where AI and the AI that lives amongst people are gonna get so smart, and there's gonna be so many of them.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at us the way we look at like
Cattle.
right, like that. Like we don't really. What do we need these here for? We're so smart. We can do like they're just here taking fucking space. And there's fucking what? How many people are in the world? 7 billion. There's 7 billion of them. We don't fucking need this many of them. And I think they'll start either using us like we use cattle or fucking something, right? But I think it's gonna get to the point where we're just gonna be overcome.
You want to know
maybe not. Like,
you want to know the
anytime
reason
soon.
why I feel like that if that ever did come to fruition, it would just be a war. is because we still are humans and we still are intelligent
Right,
species.
we would try to.
We still are
definitely
intelligent
defend that.
species.
We're smarter than a fucking cow. Cows don't.
This is what I'm
form
saying.
together to be like, we're
So
never
in
gonna
order
be
for them,
hamburgers again.
they would have to be so smart. And if that's the case, if they're so superior, then one would ask, okay, so what are you embarking in life for? Like, what are you here for?
Right.
Because if you're really that and you really think that you're that high up, then what the fuck are you here for? What do extraterrestrials here for? Why would you embark on human life or life in general?
It's
Because
like ants type shit. Like we have no fucking reason to be going down to an anthill and taking over that shit. We're already established.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, why the fuck would I care? If that at that point it's like, bro, what would you?
Alone.
Yeah, if that was the case, then they would be like our.
I think it would be like people would get too curious and people would we would try to go to where they're at, or we would try to fucking be hostile to them, and then we'll get killed.
Humans, yeah. See, I feel like humans in itself, if you're gonna, I feel like they would if they would to do it, is because we're a threat.
Right.
And I feel like humans would always be a threat because we have a thing about survival. 100%. We're not always hostile, despite what people may think. We're not always hostile.
Our leaders are.
I don't really think the leaders are really that. Like, the leaders can be hostile because the way we look at things now. But I definitely think that in the grand scheme of things, they wouldn't be. They would be more inviting than they would be hostile. They would be more survival. See, when you're survival, you kind of adapt on the fly. Right. So it's like, I looked at him. He says hi. Okay, I say hi back. Mm-hmm. I think that it would be more on the lines of like, I don't think we would become a bearing to them because if they're like first and foremost, they wouldn't need food.
They could just take off and go somewhere else. Anyway.
Yeah, you would. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if that was really the case, it would be more on the lines of. And you would still be thinking, like primitive humans.
Yep.
So I was like, you would still be thinking human, but you would have a very dense version of human mind because humans in itself are very creative.
Right.
Like you have, in order to have like a lot of these like Europeans and shit, like a lot of them come from a space of not knowing anything. And the thing, what happens is the survival. It's like, all right, well, I don't know how to farm and shit. All these other people know how to farm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take their techniques and then I'm gonna kill their ass. You see what I'm saying? Because that's a survival, and you're not realizing that that's stupid. It's like running off on a plug. Instead of running off on them, why don't you take those 2 packs that he gave you, flip them, and get 6? Because that's what he was gonna give you. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? It's the short term, and I feel like humans in itself are always think long term because we don't plan on going anywhere. When you come here, you don't plan on dying tomorrow. That's the only way you would think of something short term. You think that you're going to be here for, you know what I'm saying, X amount of years. This is the reason why you do the things you do.
Yeah, why not?
If you thought you was going to die tomorrow, would you go to work?
Fuck no.
Why the fuck would you go to work if you honestly in your mind thought you was gonna die tomorrow? Right. Nobody plans to just like, that's the reason why like there's certain things that people say that they know would trick you. Like when they say YOLO, he knew that was a lie. You literally live every day. You only die once. So by you saying that, you know damn well that the average person, and that's the thing, when you understand the human mind and you understand how words work, you start to use words against people.
Yeah.
So you have this saying that that saying that YOLO, the people, females and went out and sucked mad wild penis for that. They didn't went out there and yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have wild penis stories. They didn't quit their jobs. They didn't use that saying to do things. Yeah, to do things that they never would do.
Right.
Not realizing that you literally live every single day. You only die once.
Yodo.
It would be Yodo.
Right.
And that's but like I said, when you trick the mind into thinking things, it doesn't compute until you get to that intellectual level.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's crazy because we was able just to talk about, that was just 2 topics.
Have you ever seen the Bob Lazar documentary?
Yeah, I think so.
Phenomenal.
Yo, man. Bob Lazar, fucking I got a book that he wrote.
Yeah, he worked at Area 50. He went on Rogan's podcast and he talked about like some of the shit. The way he did, they had that God particle, and we didn't know what it was, but I think like That was in the 80s.
Mm.
And he said they were working on shit before that, which is, you know, pretty fucking easy to understand, because I think like Truman, before that president, he was like supposedly into the aliens and shit like that. So can you imagine what kind of technology that we have that's on the wraps that we don't even know about? If they were trying to figure out how that God particle worked in the 80s, and
Imagine
from
what
the
they're doing
80s
now.
to now, we've had to have had some sort of fucking breakthrough. All I'm saying is I think
And you know what's so
that
crazy?
shit is real.
It is real.
100%.
It is real. I feel like there's the Beholder the Pale Horse was one of them too. William Cooper.
Yep.
I have that book as well. I bought that book in high school. I was paranoid as fuck in high school. So I had my professor, the
Yeah.
teacher that I had him order it. I gave him the money and had him order it because I didn't want my
Just
name
in
to be on the
case.
list.
Right. Definitely.
Oh, this guy's here, and I'm in high school, so I'm like a senior in high school at this point.
Yep.
So, like for me, I look at it like if you ever have read The Beholder the Pale Horse,
I've never read it, no.
well, it's literally Bob Lazar before him.
I know
Like,
about it, but I've never.
It's the godfather of conspiracy theorist books, and what happened was it was just
How
like
do you
Lazar.
think that book stacks up to today's knowledge of conspiracy?
Everything. It's still
relevant?
100%, 150%, 150%. They even have like the AIDS. They even have the AIDS theory in there. He even has like different, because people don't realize that there's different species of things.
Mm-hmm.
So like people like the way that the mind works is it likes to group things together.
Yep.
And it likes to group things together and use them, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, if I have writing, I want to use the writing towards, you know what I'm saying, writing a poem. It groups it together. You know what I'm saying? So, and it likes to do that. And that's what the human mind is based on. But the reason why I say that I feel like we're unique is because we've gotten this intelligent, or the lack thereof, but we only use like 5% of our brains, like legit. Like this, like it always fluctuates, and they say like the geniuses of the world. You gotta realize, like, you gotta start being a genius does not necessarily mean that you're intelligent. I just want to let you guys know this.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that they're able to excel in certain scientific areas. They're able to see certain numbers different.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like there's this kid in Power and the Force. He can like read numbers. Like you can throw him out a number of like 175 times 82, and he'll fucking tell you it.
Right
like,
there, like quick.
Right then and there. Like that's how he does. Certain people's minds are just good with numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But if you bring them to the neighborhood, they'll get shot and killed or robbed.
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Or bring them to a party and they wouldn't know how to talk to a woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's
what
that
makes them a genius at that point.
Yeah, the only thing that would make them a genius to that point is them being able to decipher certain scientific obstacles that the normal human being wouldn't normally be able to decipher.
Yep.
You see, especially not in the time frame that they decipher it. So that's what really kind of makes you a genius, if you're able to build rocket ships, or you're able to see formulas for rocket science.
Yep.
They look at you as a genius.
Right.
The younger you are, they look at you as a prodigy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't make you fucking intelligent. It doesn't really do anything. Like, you can build that. That's cool. But you know what I'm saying? If I need you to go fucking build a deck, can you be able to do that as well? Or
also to compare, you're saying like that, like Bill Gates is a genius because of X.
Yeah. Facts.
But also you can go completely take a left turn and say Kanye's a genius.
Yeah.
Also for what he did. Right. And it all comes down to perspective of what you're good at. I guess that makes you a genius at what you're good at. But I don't think it makes you any better of a person than anybody else.
No.
You know?
Because in that same breath, you can sit back and say, okay, well, if he's a genius, how come? Like,
he's a genius at this, but he's terrible at making mashed potatoes.
Yeah, and it's not even like you're terrible
like
at mashed potatoes, and you're terrible at deciphering what makes people want to work for you, or what makes people work harder. Like you're not able to decipher that. You say that you're a genius but you're not even good around people. Mm-hmm. Like, first off, a genius or an intelligent person understands to use the objects that are in front of him.
Yep.
honestly speaking, the best object that's in front of you is another human being. So honestly, as an intelligent person, you wouldn't want to burn any bridge because you don't know where that bridge could ultimately lead you.
Right.
You know? So like if you're intelligent or if you're a genius or if you're smart, you know, intelligent people understand this. Intelligent people don't go get pissy with people. Intelligent people design their world so that they don't be around those people that they would be in confrontation with.
Right.
So instead of me going out there and yelling at paparazzi, what I would do is I'd build a mansion and I would invite only the people that I invite over there. I would never have to see those people
Anytime,
ever.
right. No, I feel like that's what a lot of big celebrities do. High tier celebrities. They just
Well,
buy
the
a house
high tier
somewhere,
ones do that.
stay in there. The ones that can afford it, right? Like a Jay-Z.
Yep.
Or Kanye. Well, Kanye's always out the house. That motherfucker gets caught out in the house doing all sorts of shit. That motherfucker doesn't stay in the house.
Yeah, I mean, because it gets to the point where you got so much money and you to a level, it's like, because even now, like, I create my own environment. Like, I don't have to be around people I don't have to be around.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you. 100%.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like the more you mature and you grow up, you understand that I don't have to be at every party. I don't have to be at every function. I don't have to comment on every post.
Right.
You know, I don't have to watch every movie. You know, I don't have to be vocal. I don't have to have an opinion about everything, or I don't have to vocalize my opinion about everything. You see what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's coming to a balance, and that's what I feel like a lot. I feel like a lot of intelligent beings would come to that conclusion that you need balance, because you honestly wouldn't appreciate sunny days if there wasn't any rain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't appreciate the rain if you didn't have sun. You know what I'm saying? It's one or the other. You have to have a balance. You can't have just all of it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's kind of where life is now. And like if you was to sit back for the topic of, you know, as human beings, would we need to evolve? I like if there was, you know, if that did happen and eventually, you know, they became the upper echelon and they became what we think they're gonna become, these AIs, then I don't really think that. I think that it would before it even gets there, they would have to eliminate us. Because that's one thing about humans is like we're like roaches. We're very persistent when it comes to life.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So I definitely feel as though it would be a battle and it wouldn't be easy. I don't think, because like only time it'd be easy if you got like, you know, obviously you got crazy technology and shit like that. But one thing that technology doesn't go into rap for is heart and the will to survive. Because a machine doesn't have that. The humans have a will to survive, and you put humans to that brink, we're willing to do whatever we need to in order to survive, and this is fact.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Humans will even eat other humans in order to survive.
I'll eat somebody.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll have a nice little
leg dinner.
Nice little leg
You
dinner.
eating leg or thighs?
Nice little human leg dinner.
You eating the leg dinner? How you season that?
Somebody with a big calf.
Would you eat a shoulder? Would you eat a shoulder blade?
I wouldn't eat a press. That's probably tastes terrible.
A shoulder blade?
Anything, any skin. You ever you know what I mean, bite your fingers and get a little piece of skin. It's like,
I don't even like chicken skin, so I take the skin off of chicken. So yeah, I do.
What kind of chicken are you taking the skin off of? Because I agree to you with a certain point.
Well, with the baked,
right.
I take it out with the baked, obviously.
Right.
I feel like every human being would do that.
Depending on where it is, like the edges of it with the bake that gets that like that
little crisp on it.
Yeah, that fatty like
I'm taking
white shit on top.
I don't like that.
No,
I don't like that. I don't like that.
But fried. Skin only comes off when it's going into my face.
And you know what's funny? I'm like that, but I'm not necessarily against taking that off either. Like I've taken that off. You know what I'm saying? Like when they had, now we got to say back when we had Popeyes, because you know they shut Popeyes completely down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's completely down.
That's how much
roaches.
I ate there. No.
Roaches. Yeah, it was. Because you know what's funny too? It's like in business, you start to learn like business terminology. So like when a business gets like closed, like when a chain closes down a certain restaurant,
some shit is going on.
Like they'll word it certain differently.
Yo,
like,
100%.
So like, say for instance, if they're not making profit, they'll say, well, you know, it's a revenue thing,
right?
But like if it's like health or anything like that, they'll say that, you know, we for undisclosed reasons. So those undisclosed reasons are always one of the two.
Roaches.
It's always like, yeah, roaches, rats, mice. If you're filthy, it has something to do with health. Like that's the only thing that they will
When
not
did they
admit.
shut that down?
Almost a month
Talking
ago
about
now.
the one on Pleasant?
Yeah, it's the only one we have. My
Right,
uncle
that's
used to go
right.
there all the time.
That's right.
And yeah, but it's also
I remember
being
when
better
they were
anyway.
saying that the the Spanish spot on Rodman had roaches.
Yo, and honestly
bro,
speaking,
motherfuckers is never closed down, bro.
yeah, but that's how you know that was a lie, though.
Right.
Like what they said was almost certainly a lie, and I'm
They
just
would
being
have
real.
had to. They would have had to. accept
Crown
that
Fried Chicken was like they didn't have
love
roaches.
Crown. I love
Didn't have Crown Fried Chicken, the one that was on Pleasant Street. It didn't have roaches, but what happened was he didn't his kitchen didn't meet up to code, so he showed me the
Had to
paper and
shut
everything.
down, right.
Yeah, so he had to hire a company, and a company went in and cleaned the shit. Clean the shit top to bottom. They ended up playing him though. That's why it's not there right now.
Yeah.
He ended up going to South Main Street.
It's that new. It's not
It's
called Crown
New York
anymore.
Plaid or
right.
some
It's
shit
the
like
same
that.
shit.
It's literally the same thing,
Yeah.
but he just doesn't call it Crown anymore.
Yeah.
But he ended up getting rid of that one. So like, but they ended up saying that he had usually when a building inspector comes in, he'll tell you like, oh yeah, you got a plumbing problem.
Sometimes
This
it's
the plumbing
sometimes
problem.
code too is like crazy. Like you don't have enough fucking what are those things
Sheet.
that put out fires and shit? You don't have enough of that.
Fire
in the building.
extinguishers.
Right. There's none
Yeah.
of those in here. You can't run your business.
Yeah, they'll do that. Or what they'll do too is like the piping. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, well you're using PVC pipe and that shit's
Versus
cool, but the
like,
PVC
right.
pipe that you're running, you're using 6 inches of it, and this one is commercial, so you need
Yeah.
to be using 3-inch PVC
Right.
pipes rather than 4-inch
Sometimes
PVC
it's
pipe.
not as crazy of a thing that you think it is.
Yeah, it's
not that he fucking had fucking dead people and shit inside. It's not like that old fucking that old Chinese spot in Somerset back when I was a kid. Like they literally got caught with fucking
Yes.
dead hanging dogs in the freezer. Like they aired that shit
Oh
out
my
on
goodness.
the fucking news and everything. Like they took pictures of that shit. Like that was real. This other shit is crazy. Shutting down for a certain amount of pipe you're using. That's nuts. I can't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really upset to say that I'm mad to see Popeyes go. I didn't hate Popeyes, but I wasn't a giant fan either.
I mean,
It was all right.
honestly,
Like, I would eat it, obviously, but I'm
yeah.
not like if I'm gonna pick, it is not gonna be my pick.
well, I'm not. The thing is, what's crazy is it's like it's the
I
only
would rather
chicken
go to
spot.
Crown, to be honest with you.
I'd rather go to Crown, honestly, or like, cause I'm not a KFC fan at all. I only
I
like their
KFC.
biscuits. Nah,
Yeah,
I
their
don't.
biscuits are bomb.
My uncle would not go to KFC. I don't like KFC. I liked it. Popeye. Well, I liked it. I liked Popeyes.
There's no other. You're right. There's no other chicken spot. I don't
No.
think. Right.
Except New York Platter. Now you
Yeah.
got Chick-fil-A who's coming.
That's
So
right. That's
Chick-fil-A
right. That's
is
right.
about to replace the. Except it's not
That's
gonna be in the
gonna
same
be-
place.
That's gonna be
Best. The first of it, they have the best chicken. Like if you're gonna be eating chicken, you should be eating from Chick-fil-A.
that's gonna be busy. Like when you remember when what's it called came out here?
With Sonic.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They had to like
But
have police there, like control
The thing
and
that's
shit.
gonna go, the thing that's gonna, it's
That's
gonna be like
crazy to me.
that. It's gonna be like that all the time at Chick-fil-A.
Fast
though.
food is that important to people that they have to have it
Yeah.
policed, bro.
Yeah. You want to know why? The only reason why they had to have a police is because it was leaving fucking traffic.
Yeah.
So like that was like it wasn't like people was because I don't want people to
No,
think that we was
people
out
were
here
like,
killing people for chicken sandwiches and shit
Right.
and slushes.
Yeah,
Like
that
I wasn't robbing nobody for a fucking purple slush.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? But what did happen was the traffic was so astronomically crazy long.
And it was like that for months, bro.
Literally. And
Months.
it's gonna be like that with Chick-fil-A. The only difference is like it's not going to like this the Chick-fil-A is always going to be busy out here.
Yeah,
Always.
always,
It's always going to be busy. But
Yep.
it's not going to have I don't feel as though it's going to have the same effect as Sonic because a lot of people and this is crazy to even say, but more people knew about Sonic than they do about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I
being
didn't know.
real.
I didn't know about it until like forgot what happened. I think I was just in the area and I seen like the sign on the fence,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh shit, that's dope." Other than that, yeah, there's no like promotion. There's nobody's. Usually like the Fall River pages will be like, "Look
Oh, I
what's
seen
coming."
that. Nah, the Fall River. If you go on Fall River Reporter, they're the
do
ones.
have one
yeah,
now?
they have.
Yeah.
They've been doing it. They've
When
been.
is that? Do you know when it's supposed to open? 'Cause
Honestly,
I know it's been going for a while now.
yeah. What happened was they had
And there was another building there at the time, unless they're gonna keep the same spot.
Nah, there wasn't no building there at all.
No.
Nah. That's why the way they put it
Where's it gonna be?
is right in the middle, almost where Market Basket is. There's like this little lot right there that they could have, because they built a lot of
Where
subsidiary
Market
lots.
Basket is?
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah, it's right where Market Basket's at. So it's gonna be in that plaza.
Oh. Ooh.
So there's like,
Even worse, dude.
yeah, I mean,
fucking hate that plaza.
I love it. I live right there anyway, so
don't
I love
like
it.
man.
I love it. And for me,
Too
it's
much
like
shit going on.
that's why I like it. That's what. But you're not that type of person, though.
Right, there's too much shit going on.
I like the, like, you know what I'm saying. If I was to build
the
a city,
liveliness.
you would need you would need a vision like that,
Right.
rather than like, you know,
My vision.
yeah.
Of
I mean,
just knock it down.
Your vision, yeah, your vision would be good if you had like your vision is good for like a lounge, like a members only lounge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're perfect for that.
Mm-hmm.
When we trying to liven up the city, we need
not that guy.
Yeah, man. You're not the like, cause you don't like noise. You're not a noise person.
Not a noise person.
Not a noise person at all.
People.
Yeah, he doesn't really like people.
That take you or leave you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He take you or leave you.
I don't not want you, but I'm not gonna.
I'm not going out my way for you. You know what I'm saying? Especially when there's like certain people that I do see every day, or I do speak to every day. Like my mom is like somebody who, I don't speak to her every day, but if I go like I'm supposed to speak to her every day.
Right.
If I go 2 days without calling her, she will call me. Hey son, I didn't talk to you in a few days. The hell you got going on?
I think moms are just like that. My mom's the same.
Especially your mom. Our moms are similar.
On Facebook or something.
But you gotta realize,
what's going on?
Our moms don't have any other sons. We are our mom's only son.
Right.
So like it's just different. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to like the mother and son bond is like crazy different than any other bond you can have.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? The only other bond that you would have is a father and daughter.
Father-daughter.
The father-daughter. But the thing is, the father-daughter, that relationship fluctuates because females, when they get to 13, their mind changes.
Yep.
Whereas men, we are humbled at a very, very young age when we realize that we can't do things ourselves. Even though we're physically stronger, there's certain things that society doesn't allow us to do by ourselves. We realize this at like fucking 3-4 years old. Women, it takes them all the way up into their 20s sometimes to get humbled. To be like, oh shit, damn.
Right.
You know, I'm homeless now, you know. I yeah, like it's like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
House.
I lost everything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Such a hard ass bitch.
Yeah, well, this is what happens, and now you start to like, because females start to say like stupid ass things. Like I had this one little chick I was fucking with for a little while or whatever, and I'm in the bed with her, and you know what I'm saying. We sitting back talking, and I'm, you know what I'm saying, I got out the bed or whatever, and I'm sitting back talking to her, and I'm like, yeah, you know, there's nobody chooses to sell drugs. Like, you know what I'm saying? We do this shit because we want to do it. Like, we have to do it. We don't do this shit because we want to do it.
Right.
Like, it's because we have to be done. We got bills. And she's like, oh, no. You know what I'm saying? She's only 23, too. So she's like, oh, no. You know what I'm saying? It's their choice. And I didn't see people come out of jail. I'm like, come out of jail and do what?
Right, you know how hard it is for them. Even it's even harder for them motherfuckers.
And the thing is like, and it's like you said, it's harder for them because now you got the employer like, okay, I got him where I need him. He has to work here. You know, you ever notice that? Like when you working somewhere and the boss is way different to you, or your supervisor is way different to you when he knows you need the job.
You can shit on you.
Like when he knows for a fact, like, you know what I'm saying, you need this job to survive, or you need this to pay your rent. Like you said, the fear of not paying your rent, or not going out there and, you know, betting on yourself, or even just doing things that will just pay your rent. Like if that's the case, that will, like, you know, if you had to say you got fired or whatever, and you got a 2 or 3 month grace period, you got enough, you pay your rent for 3 months. Within that 3 months, I'd be streaming. The first month, I'd be streaming every day.
Every day.
The first month, I'm streaming every day. I'm trying to get as much money as possible. I'm going everywhere. I'm trying to.
Day.
Probably more than that. I'm probably more than that. I'm probably like 10 to 12 hours a day.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it, because you think about it, like you got 2 more months after that before you need another job.
And it would be different than going to a job, because that's what you want to do anyway.
This is what I'm saying. So now you're like,
have no issue streaming every motherfucking day versus getting up and go to work.
If I had to stream every day, like, and we're trying to work on the schedule to where we can stream every single week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can do this every single week. It got a time, and this is what it is.
Right.
If we could just devote fucking 100% of our time toward this toward streaming, you'd be one of the best producers
Everybody would be straight. Because if anybody had that chance to do that craft or whatever they love for 24 hours a day, that's why working is crazy, man.
But you start to think about it, like, just get used to it.
Nuts.
Because it's not going to be like that for much longer. Like, you're not going to be out here having a job. The jobs that you do are going to be replaced.
Replaced.
So, you know what I'm saying? Listen.
You're going to have no choice than to
Well, this is what I'm
figure out
saying.
another avenue.
You have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to be able to bet on yourself. You have to be able to look at it from that standpoint. And so, like, before we get out of here, I got one more question.
All right.
So, how do you tell somebody they smell bad?
That's
Like, how do you tell them?
That's a real tough one, dude. I think that's one of the hardest things to tell people.
Yes. Let's get into it.
It's like, you know, like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, right?
But I don't want to say it like I want to say it to the point where you know it's not a joke.
Right. I feel like I would have to say it as a joke so I don't feel like a dickhead. Like, you should take a shower.
Like, bro, what's that smell? You say it like 4 times. Like, I feel like
I think the safest way to do it would be like, don't point it at them, but like ask them if they smell that and like make it like it's something else.
My
be
goodness.
like, you smell that? Do you smell that? What is that? Do you smell that? And then give them the opportunity to like deny it. You know what I mean?
That's worse.
Right? No. Why would that be worse? Why would that be worse?
Because eventually you're gonna like. Eventually it's like you know.
And then pretend like, all right, maybe I don't know, maybe I'm bugging, and then they know in their head, damn, that shit is me.
Yeah, but that's not helping the situation.
Yes,
You're not
it is, because then they'll now know. They'll now know to go take a shower or something.
I mean, I feel like in a perfect world that would happen, but in the majority of the time, people would just be like, oh shit, he didn't say nothing to me.
Right.
Because eventually it's like this, you'll take it one or two ways.
I definitely wouldn't want that to happen.
But this is what I'm saying. This is one of the reasons why you act like it's almost like asking when somebody's breath stinks, you be like, hey, you want a piece of gum, and they deny it.
No. Take a piece of gum.
Yeah, but listen, take the gum,
have
bro.
Have some gum.
That's why you.
Right. I'm not asking.
I'm not really asking you at this point.
Right. Have some gum.
I've even had people ask like, "What are you trying to say? My breath stinks?" I'm like, "Well, shit, it don't smell good.
The shoe fits, bro."
Hey, man, we've been smoking and shit, man. Take that. That's what I would say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, we've been smoking, bro. Your breath's a little tart. Bro.
I'm gonna have one too.
I'm definitely. It's always with me,
right?
It's always with me. Yeah, of course. And you know, like if that's how it has to be.
Yeah, some gum. I'm gonna have some too.
You know what I'm saying? Like first, I pop the gum in my mouth. Oh, here. Oh shit. Hey, you want a piece of gum? You know what I'm saying? But then he says no.
Doesn't make it sound bad.
Now it doesn't make it sound bad, but I feel like you have to.
Say.
I feel like you have to. I feel like the more you know a person, you know, the more formal you can be and the more upfront you can be.
Right.
I feel like the less you know a person, like if you're on the train or you're like on the bus or something and somebody's like stinking, smelling something crazy.
You just get up and go somewhere.
You can just get up and go sit somewhere else or whatever the case may be. But like I feel like the longer you have to sit near somebody, the more intolerable it becomes.
Yeah, and I feel like if I know you, I could just be like, I think you should fucking take a shower before we leave.
Like for me, like for instance, like if I came in here and I smelled bad, I'm pretty sure you'd be like, yo, bro, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, bro,
I was gonna say, like, yo, what are you smelling with you, bro?
Like poo poo today.
You smell like ass platter.
It's my caca.
I'm like, what have you been fucking? What did you
caca?
Like? What did you bathe in ass? What did somebody fart on you or something?
My new butthole cologne.
Yeah, you got your new butthole fucking cologne and shit. Your new
I don't
fucking
think it's a good way to tell anybody
deodorant.
That. I think you just fucking either say it or you don't.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where you gotta like just like form like all right. So like I'll go down the tier. So like say like we'll start from like you don't know the person first. You're just like you know at the park or some shit like that or whatever.
Right.
Or it's your homeboy. You guys are like in a party or something like in a not like a house party, but you know when to get together with people and you don't know everybody that's there. You know what I'm saying? They just happen to be there. So that tier of person.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it depends. Like, say, for instance, like you're drinking, you know,
right.
You got to keep in mind that people's is flowing. You know what I'm saying? He's probably susceptible to get a little violent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But also within that, you can't let that deter you away from it. It has to be to the point where you're like, yo, I'm willing to let this motherfucker swing at me to let him know that he needs to take a fucking shower.
Done.
And not only do you take a shower, but you need to like wash your clothes.
Yeah, I'll do the whole shebang.
That's a fact.
Go home and redo the day.
Yes.
We'll party another time.
Yeah, we'll definitely party another time.
Right.
Party when your laundry is up to par and you're done with your laundry.
Speaking of that, I gotta do that tomorrow.
I actually have to do that on Friday. Well, probably Saturday I'll do it. I have a load I could throw in.
I got a lot.
So, So I think we're all on that spectrum to the point where we're like, all right, well, you probably would have to tell, like, if I didn't know him, we're at a party or get together, I'm gonna be like, yo, hey, like, to be honest with you, and it's like really, really smells, I'm probably gonna go leave that establishment, because usually what happens is you can't escape that person. He's everywhere. Like, that person's everywhere. He's gonna be walking
Just
around and shit.
mingling.
Yeah, he's gonna be mingling and shit like that. His
Mingling.
armpits and shit like that. So usually you would tell somebody else. See what I'm saying? Like, damn, this nigga
Tell him-
stink.
tell him he
What the
stinks.
fuck is wrong with this nigga?
Tell him he
I know.
stinks.
So I you know what I'm saying, I go in and ask him, like, yo, fucking, you know what I'm saying, if he really stinks, I like bring him to the side or whatever and be like, yeah,
You smell like shit.
I mean, you could go that route, like, yo, you absolutely destroying my nostrils right now. You know what I'm
Probably
saying?
should-
Or
probably.
like you can probably be like, yo, listen, man, I understand, you know what I'm saying, everybody's going through things. You know what I'm saying? But I did notice that you had a little bit of a smell going on with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, everybody's been there before. I don't know your life and all of that. But what I can say is, you know what I'm saying? I got an extra pair of clothes or whatever that I'm not like giving away like on some Salvation Army shit, but I don't really wear as much. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't ever want people to think that.
Borrow them.
Nah, I'll give them to you. Like, the way the shit thing is, like, because at that point, people's clothes can let her. Like, if you haven't washed your clothes, it doesn't matter if you can go and get in the shower. You haven't washed your clothes.
Right, it stays on.
It's
there.
going to stay on there,
Right.
and it's going to linger. So I would just offer them something like, yo, bro, I'm going to wash my clothes or whatever. If you want to throw a couple of items in, you know what I'm saying? I
Feel
got
free.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Matter of fact, what's your math or whatever? What's your details? Because I got a couple of clothes that I was gonna give away. Also, you know what I'm saying? I got I don't got a big place or whatever. But if you are in the area, you ever needed a place to like take a shower or whatever,
Come
like,
on
I got
down.
you. Like, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'll take care of you. Or
Come
whatever.
on down.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at that point, that's how you would do it. You would let them know, but you would also offer them, like, yo, listen, I got some detergent for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let him know that, yo, you do stink. But it's not like to the point I'm trying to embarrass you and I'm trying to, like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, make you seem like you less of a man, and you can kind of even, go down to his level or her level, like, yo, listen, I've been there before, man. You know, even if you haven't, because I don't feel like as though I've ever smelt that bad. But my mom has even said, like, yo, do you put some deodorant on today? And for me, I'm like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with her? Like, yo,
she can say that.
like, yeah, but it's like, for me, I'm like, damn, now I just feel like you're just trying to smell things.
Yeah.
Like, you're just smelling things that nobody else would really be smelling.
She's trying to
but-
make me feel bad.
yeah, but that's the type of, you know what I'm saying, that's the type of candidness you need. But
yeah, hell yeah.
it's going on an hour and fucking
Change.
15 and some chains. We are gonna come back. Hopefully we can, I don't know, when's your next off day?
We'll find out.
Yeah, so when he finds out the next off day,
We'll go on the
we are
off
going to
day.
go on all the off days.
I don't know no off days.
On until we off.
Off, like right now.
Like right now. All right, Fame Radio, ladies and gentlemen.
You know
This
what time
has
it is.
been the Gentleman's Corner.